And on onset, I want to thank the Honorable Kiteri for having come up with this, because, Madam Speaker, I think this is an issue that actually should be scrutinized thoroughly, because what happens that people, or rather the policemen who are idle out there, we're talking about the police forces, they idle out there and they are looking for bribes. Of course, are poorly paid sometimes, and we know that. Payment of salaries is also an issue here. And so you find yourself in problems, or somebody, as leaders, somebody has been arrested, and then they say they ask to come to you, and they want some assistance. Then you get to the police station, and you ask, what happened here? I can tell you, Madam Speaker, I've had so many of those cases, and they can't explain themselves. And so, therefore, I think, Honorable David Kidari, I want you to come, particularly the areas where we find the penal code that have been misused. I'm not a lawyer, the only lawyer I know. So that can be able to amend this in maybe the committee of the whole House, to be able to know which ones can be moved, so that people are not punished for the sake of it. I know, Madam Speaker, that they sometimes misuse ambiguous words, and somebody out there doesn't even know what it means, just obeys the law because he has been arrested by the police, and therefore just obeys, and of course, he's taken to court, and I've had cases we go to court, and the prosecutors are unable to put a case forward for justification of arresting this particular person. And therefore, I think, Madam Speaker, this is something that is very serious. We want to live in a peaceful country. Of course, again, we ourselves are to blame as leaders. We have not been able to empower our youths in this country, and most of the people who actually have no jobs. And so they are found in the wrong place, and they offend those who are entrusted with keeping the laws, and they say, okay, fine, you actually are breaking the law because you didn't know what is happening. So we need to streamline some of these things. As mentioned by some of the colleagues, Madam Speaker, some of these are old. They were there during the colonial days and are being used up to today. Cases like this should be looked at, because the other time I was called by the relative of somebody who has been arrested, and when I went to see the person, there was no mistake. There was no offense at all. So some of these colonial codes and what have you should be gotten rid of, so that can be able to have clean penalty codes, which actually somebody is accused, or if somebody, even if he didn't know what it is, even if he's not a lawyer, he can't misinterpret, but he can know that, yes, it's something that can be understood even by people who actually do not know about the law of this country. So my suggestion, as we move forward, Madam Speaker, is that Honorable Kidari should be able to have a meeting, maybe come, I'm just suggesting, so that's the way forward, but be able to look at specific penalty codes that have been misused, particularly by the police forces, and even some of the administrators, chiefs and assistant chiefs. Of course, they are the ones who blow the alarm that, okay, fine, so and so has made this mistake. And when you go to it, it's a laughing matter. So, Madam Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to say that I'm supporting this particular motion, and we look forward for this bill to be amended so that we can scrutinize areas that are ambiguous, they do not have held and tell for the current situation today. I support, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Stephen Mogaka, member for West Mogirango.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this amendment to the Penal Code, and I thank the promoter, Honorable Gikaria, for taking a bold step to start cleaning up our Penal Code. Our Penal Code is infested with a lot of archaic laws, majority of them which fly in the face of the express articles of the Constitution. Madam Speaker,